Hi, I'm Layla Ali, and you're watching HoopJab.com.
I see how you react in those guys. But then again, March 7th, it'll be the first time I'll be facing Adrien Broner. So then I can make my full analysis on what and how he's going to react on the pressure that I'm going to apply to him. So we can take little bits and pieces of it and get recognized with his attributes and things that he does in there. But again, like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So March 7th, we got to train for the best Adrien Broner. We got to train for the Adrien Broner that's going to move. We got to train for the Adrien Broner that's going to come forward. We're going to train for the Adrien Broner that's going to try to put on the show. That's our best bet. If we try to take a piece out of Maidana's book or a piece out of Paulie Malignaggi's book, we're setting ourselves up for failure. We can see how he reacts in certain situations, but it'll be the first time he ever reacts to my situation, March 7th.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, our next question comes from Mike Woods with Sweet Science.
Tom, appreciate it. First question is from Mr. Molina. John, I'd like your response to people who say, hey, come on, Molina's coming off 2 losses, and he doesn't deserve this fight. You got no shortage of people saying that on the internet, so your response, please, to them.
Yeah, no, definitely. People are going to say what they're going to say, but the reality is that people have fallen in love with my style, given the fact that I'm more of I didn't scenic route to get to where I'm at. You know, I didn't have the accolades in the amateur career. I didn't turn pro until I was 24 years old. So definitely, it took a while to get to this plateau, this level, if you will. But at the same time, I've left it all in the ring. I plan on leaving it all in the ring every time I go in there. You know, boxing has provided for my family, has gotten me everything I have today to show for, so I'll never disrespect boxing or spit in its face because of what it's provided for my family. And I'm a family man, and I take that very serious. So I believe that the true fans of mine know what they're going to get March 7th. They know that I'm bringing everything to the table. And, you know, a lot of fighters say that they'll go out on their shield, but I truly mean it. I mean, this is not just me fighting for my pride issue. This is me fighting for my family. This is for me to better my family's life. So I take that very, very serious. I mean, the unconditional love that you have for your kid, for your wife. I mean, this can only enhance their life. So I think it's very serious, and I believe that'll show forth March 7th.
Adrien, what about you? Some people saying, you know, you're fighting a guy who's coming off of 2 losses. You should be fighting Madonna again. What's your response to that, to those people?
Hey, I'll fight you too if they pay me as much as they gonna pay me.
No, I don't think you get too much to fight me. That would be too easy. That'd be too easy.
It ain't about who I fight no more. They just want to see me fight. Listen, I tried to fight Maidana on Sunday. The Saturday night he beat me. I tried to fight him on Sunday. I can't wait to fight Maidana again, but the guy I got to fight is John Molina, so I'm going to handle my business and worry about my Maidana rematch next.
Excellent. Good stuff. Thanks, guys. Be well.
Thank you.
Our last question comes from Dan Raphael with ESPN. We should have
Dan, are you there?
a moment.
Oh, yeah. John? Oh, yeah. John?
Yes.
Hang on one sec.
Oh, yeah. I'm here.
Stand by.
Dan here.
Stand by. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, guys. You hear me all right?
Yeah.
Hey, John, this question is for you. You're coming off 2 losses in a row, but I think if you ask your average boxing fan, do they realize that or do they care? They'd probably say no because, you're a guy that always provides a quality, entertaining fight. Do you think that because of that even though you lost a couple of fights in a row, that you're in a position to fight on a huge stage like primetime NBC, despite the losses, that because of your fan-friendly style, like you've been talking about, that's the reason why you're being put on this tremendous platform?
I believe so. Like they say, boxing is going back to primetime television. If you look back at the old-time fighters, the O and the losses were, these were to be expected because you had the best fighting the best. But, we don't go out there. We don't go out there anticipating to lose. We go out there to put it all on the table. I want to fight. The fans are going to pay the hard-earned money to watch me fight. I'm going to give them a fight. And a win over Adrien Broner erases any hiccups that we had in our career thus far. That's how big of a name Adrien Broner brings to the table, and I can respect that. But at the same time, we're out there to be victorious, give the fans a treat, and leave it all on the table. And I fully anticipate on doing that March 7th. We're preparing very, very extremely well to be the best we can be that night. And I believe everyone got it right by putting the styles up, myself and Adrien Broner together on that card that night, March 7th, on primetime television.
John, other thing I want to ask you is, because I'm not sure about this, who is training you for this fight? Are you back with Joe Goosen, or are you somewhere else?
Yeah, Joe Goosen is training for this fight.
And did he train you for the? I don't remember. Did he train you for your last few fights or not?
He trained me for my Matisse fight, not for the Soto fight, but he did train me for the Matisse fight.
Okay, who was your trainer in this Humberto Soto fight?
That was Jose Santa Cruz, Gio Santa Cruz's father.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Appreciate your time. I'm going to ask Adrien a question. Adrien, are you there?
What's up, Dan?
Hey, Adrien, how are you? I heard you mention to one of the other questioners earlier that you wanted to, that there was no doubt in your mind that at some point in the future you would become a champion in the 140-pound weight division. I'm wondering, is that something that is extremely important to you, or if other opportunities were there to fight other non-title fights at 140, or fight for a title again at 147 or something like that? Where is that on your to-do list, so to speak, at 140?
That's first to do. But if it was up to me, I'll fight for the title right now if I could. But the sport that we're in, I just fight whoever they put in front of me, and John was the guy they put in front of me. So that's why I'm gonna fight. You know that, man. I fight anybody, man.
Understood. The other question I have, similar to what I had asked John, was, you guys are the opening TV fight on the very first card that they're having on NBC in prime time, which has not happened for many, many years that there's been boxing on primetime network television. How stoked are you for that, to be like first out of the gate and be able to basically set the what people are going to see, really make an impression right off the bat?
I mean, to me it's just another day in the ring, but this is bigger than big. This is bigger than a Nutty Professor family, and I'm definitely going to put on a show, and I'm going to be ready March 7th.
All right, very good. Adrien, thank you, and John, thank you guys. Appreciate your time today.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. That's the time we have for Adrien and John, so you guys, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time, and we will see you fighting on March 7th. Thank you very much. You guys can hang up, and now we're going to transition over to the other bout, the main event for, again, the return of boxing to primetime network television as Premier Boxing Champions brings you their inaugural event, live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena on Saturday, March 7th on NBC, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And again, please, if you could note that for your readers, so everybody is in front of their television and also in their seats at the arena on time to see these great matchups. We are just about to get ready. Keith, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Thank you. And Robert, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. So now I'd like to introduce Keith Thurman, the WBA welterweight world champion. Hang on one sec. And Robert Guerrero, the former 4-division world champion. You guys, if you want to just make a quick opening statement, then we'll open it up for questions. Why don't we start with you, Robert?
Hi, everybody out there. Man, I'm excited to be on this card. First one to open up, the fights on NBC. Thank you for your time and your questions in advance. So let's get this going.
Okay, great. And Keith, from you?
What's up, everybody? I had to hop out of my bath for this. I don't really mind. We're training hard. We're getting ready. Everybody's stoked. A lot of people are looking forward to what's about to happen in the world of boxing, and we're all looking forward to March 7th. So let's do this.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, operator, let's go ahead and open this back up for questioning.
All right, once again, as a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, raise your hand by pressing *1 on the telephone keypad.
Stand by.
Our first question comes from Len Satterfield of RingTV.com.
Hey guys, boy.
Hey, how's it going, Len?
Great. I spoke to you guys last week, so I just want to ask you one question real quick, Robert. You called him, I guess, the running man. Is that based off of his last fight? I know he can box, he can punch, but is it your belief that he's going to try to box you or so-called run, as you said?
No, I didn't call him that. My father called him that. I respect every fighter that comes in the ring with me. Keith Bentley, he's a great fighter. He's quick on his feet, quick hands, has power. You got to respect that. My whole idea is to come ready for whatever's going to happen in that ring. Whether it's inside, outside, whatever happens. If he gets on the move, you got to be ready for it. And it's being well prepared for the fight. And we're professionals, and that's what we do. Is we get well prepared to be in that ring.
I do have one more question for you. On the fact that you fought Floyd Mayweather and you were part of a pay-per-view event, a big promotion, how much of that you've given, that experience and the fact that you fought on such a high level against the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
It's an experience, especially, everything that comes around, the whole circus with Floyd and, with the all accesses and all that stuff, in your camp, following you around day to day. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, and you got to be well prepared for it. Because, it could be a distraction if you let it, and, you got to be 100% focused. And, I think this is going to be even bigger. With the viewing audience that comes along with NBC, it's going to be even bigger. So, I'm excited about it, and very focused and ready to go.
Thanks a lot, Robert. Good luck in the fight. Keith, you there?
Yeah, what up?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? You kind of expressed, you are one time, and you are the knockout guy, and a lot of people, you even said that you kind of don't feel right if you don't get the knockout. You like knockouts. You didn't get that in your last fight. Is that something you want badly in this fight?
Definitely. We respect Robert. Robert's never been stopped. And when I hear a fighter's never been stopped, I hear that as a challenge, especially being a puncher, and knowing that he's coming up from the lighter divisions. There's fighters. Floyd Mayweather came up from the lighter division. Manny Pacquiao came up from the lighter division. So there are some of the best fighters in the world make their way up into the welterweight division, and they hold their own, and they go toe-to-toe with guys like me who were originally 147 pounds, always was and always will be. Last fight, we got a knockdown. So I satisfied a little bit of the puncher in me by producing a knockdown in the first round of the last fight. I just wasn't able to put the icing on the cake by cutting the bout short. We're going to be training extremely hard for this fight. We're truly looking forward to the challenge that the Ghost is going to bring, and we are looking forward to having a fight that goes less than 12 rounds. But we will be prepared no matter what the outcome.
Okay, my last question to you is that you do respect his ability to be crafty. I was that the last time we talked. You said there probably will be or could be something in his arsenal that you might not have prepared for, that you will have to adjust to in the ring. And among those things, you included his ability to hold, to be physical, and you referred to the Adrien Broner fight. Can you characterize what you meant by that and how you plan, to deal with that?
We've watched more than just the Adrien Broner fight now, and he's an active fighter. He's an active fighter. He will fight you on the inside. He'll try to hit you with his power punches from the outside. he's truly a fighter. He wants to fight. And if you're holding him or he's holding you, that doesn't mean that he's going to stop fighting. He will keep fighting every second of the fight. He's well conditioned from what I've seen. He's saying that he's going to be prepared. I believe the man. We're at a world-class level. Every fighter at this stage should be prepared. Excuse me, my dogs are going a little crazy. Give me 1 second. But I'm gonna do a little wrestling in my training camp here. We're gonna get ready. I don't want it to be a shock to me. He's not gonna be able to surprise me by roughhousing me on the inside. We're gonna do the best that we can. We're obviously going to bring southpaw sparring into the camp, but I'm not going to be able to bring Guerrero into the camp. You know what I mean? So there should be a few minor changes that I'm going to have to make fight night, but we're going to do the best that we can to be prepared for the fight.
Guys, thank you so much, and good luck in the fight.
Thank you, man.
Hey, thank you, Lynn.
Go ahead, operator.
Our next question comes from Steve Cart from Las Vegas.
Hi, guys. Thanks for being on the call today. Keith, I just want to follow up on your answer about getting ready for this fight with Robert. And when you have to prepare for a totally different style than what you did your last fight, how excited does that get you to come to the gym every day? And also the challenges that come in getting prepared to fight a guy like Robert Guerrero?
We're just excited, man. We love to switch it up, Unlike Mayweather, I like diversity, I want to fight the boxers. I want to fight the punchers. I want to fight the world, baby. We want the whole world. Come one, come all, So March 7th is Robert the Ghost Guerrero. It's been a long time since I've had to face a fighter like him who has the experience that he has and has the mentality that he has and has the roughness that he has. And we're looking forward to those challenges and we're looking forward to overcoming them.
Great. Thank you, Keith. And for Robert, I understand you've already begun your sparring for this fight. What are you looking for out of your sparring partners to get ready for Keith?
Just guys that can box, can punch, guys that are inside, outside. Pretty much we're bringing a variety of sparring. You got to be prepared for everything. One thing I got to say is, Keith hasn't fought nobody like me. He's fought guys with experience, but he hasn't fought nobody like me. So, we're going to be 100% prepared. And, you see me in the gym, Steve. We come and we get it. We come to get it, and we work hard.
Yeah. No, because I think it's a very compelling fight, and I think both you guys will have no problem preparing because of the respect you have for each other's abilities. So I was just curious about how your sparring was going to be approached as you got ready for this. Very good. Listen, thanks, guys. We'll see you in Vegas in a few weeks.
Hey, thank you, Steve.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Next question, operator.
Our next question comes from Mr. Gibbs from thatboxingvoice.com.
The question is for Keith. Keith, how you doing? It's Nestor.
Doing great, man.
I wanted to ask because a few weeks ago, probably a month ago, we spoke, and before this fight was finalized, you had mentioned Robert Guerrero as one of the many on your list that ducked you. Do you still feel that way, or did you realize it was boxing politics? And are you going to use that same mentality that you feel he may be a bit intimidated by you, and that's why this fight took so long to happen, as a bit of an advantage in this fight?
Most ducking that occurs in the sport of boxing is political. Whether it be on the promoter's end, whether it be on the manager's end, or whether it be on the trainer's end, or even the fighter's end. Everybody has a reason to go the route that they go in the world of boxing. I've said this before in my statements. I've said a lot about people who have avoided me. But at the end of the day, I'm truly not mad at nobody because we're all in it for the same reasons, man. We're all in it to have the career that we want and to put food on our tables for our families, you know. This is a career. This is a sport. So the pride and the fighter in me says let's all fight. But I know the businessman in me and the businessman inside the rest of these fighters, them and their team are going to strategically plan out their careers. And it's taken a little while, but here I am, me and the Ghost. He's known that I've been knocking on his door. We've been trying to get this fight for a while. He's ready for it. They took their time, but now they feel like it is the time. You know, he said it himself, I've never fought a fighter like him, and he's correct. I've never fought Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Every single fighter is an individual, and I look forward to what he brings to the table come March 7th.
Now, Keith, in the lead-up to the Bundu fight, you said that Bundu was going to be the closest thing to Mayweather that you were going to fight because of his age, his experience, and his undefeated record at the time. When you take that into consideration, the way that you outboxed him, many fans probably weren't pleased with that because they're known for you to be one-time this knockout artist, but you put on a beautiful boxing performance, which in comparison is similar to the Robert Guerrero-Mayweather fight. Is that the same style that you're going to use in this fight for Robert Guerrero, because this would be a common opponent, which would lead you to a Mayweather fight that you've been asking for since Orlando Lara?
We have options in this fight. You know, I plan on Robert coming in, trying to take it, trying to bring the dog out of me, show me the dog within himself, and show me, you know, how tough he really is, and back up all that him and his team have stated before. I pick individually. I pick how I want to perform. I have a game plan mentally going into the fight. This game plan is, you know, we're going to show him that we can do what we want to do to him. You know, he's going to back up this fight. He's going to move forward this fight. We're going to do our best to control the fight. If I feel I can control the fight, in the middle, or by pushing him to the ropes, or if I can control the fight on the outside, I'm going to figure that out within the first half of the fight. As long as the fight continues after the first half of the fight, I will permanently pick what I need to do to strategically win the complete second half of the fight, hands down. You know, something that a lot of people don't understand about the sport is if you're not going to get the knockout, you got to prepare for the decision. The only way to fully prepare for the decision is to win 7 out of 12 rounds. That's all you need. You need 7, hands down, no controversy. You need to win 7 out of 12. That's the fight plan, and that's why I say that Mayweather is the best 7-round fighter in the world because he's never lost a match.
Well, Keith, thank you for your time, and we'll be seeing you in Vegas. Robert, I just wanted to ask, I wanted to know, what do you feel has changed or what's different between the Robert Guerrero from the Joel Casamayorga fight up until the Caceres fight? Because it seemed like once you stepped up in weight, you've thrown away your boxing ability. We've known you as a lightweight to be able to use the ring and outbox guys, truly outclass them with your boxing ability. But moving into welterweight, you chose to be this brawler. With Berto, you showed that. With Kamagai, you definitely showed it, and Adrien as well. Why did you change your style when it was so effective in the past?
You know, it's that hunger, man. It's that hunger to get in there and fight. As John Molina said earlier in his interview, hey, we're here to fight. We're here to make it happen. We're here to give the fans a treat. You know, moving up 2 weight classes to 147 pounds, you know, people thought I was crazy. People looked at me and laughed. They're like, this guy's nuts. What is he doing? He's going to end his career. He's suicide. So I had to show everybody in the world, like, hey, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to come and take it. I'm going to come and get this weight class, and I'm going to come and destroy whoever gets in my way. And what you asked Keith earlier about the last guy that he fought, that he's like the best towards Mayweather, similar style, that guy was the slowest guy on his feet ever. Mayweather is fast. I've been in there with him. He is fast. On his feet and with his hands. That guy was no comparison at all.
It was his accomplishments, not his style. It was just his accomplishments. Being an Olympian and being undefeated. That's where I made the comparison.
Oh man, if you're comparing the stats like that, I mean, it's laughable.
Well, I love the animosity between you guys. So listen, Robert. Obviously, Thurman feels that Bundu was some sort of comparison barometer towards a style similar to Mayweather. But now you're facing a guy with another style similar to Mayweather because not only can he box, but he can punch. So he's slightly a bit more dangerous in that fact. I mean, we have his experience isn't there, but he passes the eye test. And in your last fight with Mayweather, which was a boxer, you didn't do that well. Yes.
Doctor, this is Kelly. Could you just ask the question, please? We have to move on.
Okay. Well, in your last fight, you didn't do that well with Mayweather. Being as though the Keith has that style and more power than Mayweather, what are you going to do differently?
Hey, you learn from experiences. You know, Mayweather was a big experience for me. You know, you go down, you break down tape, and you work off your game plan, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to work off our game plan. We're breaking down film on Keith, and we got something in store for him.
Okay, thank you. Next question, please.
Mike, your line is open. Please ask your question.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it. Robert, we closed last week, and you were unsparing in your comments. You had your game face on. You said March 7th, the talk is over. I plan on leaving Keith Thurman's face worse than Berto's. I'm wondering, is there an extra special hunger and anger and desire to put a hurting on Thurman this time around as compared to maybe some other fights?
You know, there ain't no anger or anything. It's just coming out and fighting. Coming out and doing your job and doing it to the best you can. And, this is a big deal. NBC, you got to come out. We got to come out and show the fans. And, people that are not boxing fans that are going to be watching also, you got to come and get them and win their hearts and show them, hey, we're here to fight.
And question for Keith, could you amplify a little bit talking about all these eyeballs that are going to be on this fight? People are going to be channel flipping, surfing, and if they stop and start watching a brawl, man, they're gonna stay with it. You guys can make so many more boxing fans. Can you talk about that a little bit? What a grand opportunity this is.
Oh, this is a dream come true. You know, I remember when I was 10 years old and I was looking through a history book on boxing, and I said to myself, wouldn't it be amazing for your face to be in a book like this one day? And I believe now that NBC is back into boxing on prime time, many fighters in all of the weight classes have an extreme opportunity to start building that household name. The world will start hearing more about these fighters, and eventually our names will get put on the list with Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Hackman, Tyson, Evander. So this is it, man. We're about to bring boxing back 2015. I'm truly looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't think some people realize the immensity of all those possible eyeballs. I think the sport can really grow. I appreciate it, guys. Have a great fight.
Thank you. Our last question comes from Dan Raphael with ESPN.
Hey, fellas. My first question is for you, Robert.
How's it going, Dan?
It's going good, thanks. So you had the fight with Kamagai that was this past June, but you only had the one fight in 2014. You had, obviously, a huge fight in 2013 with Mayweather. I'm wondering, why the long layoff? Did you look to fight a second fight last year? Did you have an injury? What was going on that you only had the one fight last year? Really, only one fight in 2011 also. It's really only been 1 year out of the past few that you had two bouts in a year, which was 2012. Any particular thing going on with the long layoffs?
No, just took a little time. I had the fight with Berto, I had the fight with 18, then Mayweather. So, making the jump to weight classes, it takes a lot out of you, getting in with the bigger guys and all the hard training, and then the type of fights that I was fighting too. I was coming in going to war. So, you know, it takes a lot out of your body, and you know, you need time to recover. So you know, it took a little time to recover, spend with the family, and you know, got back in with Comic Guy, and now we're in with Thurman. So focus is on Thurman, and we're going to be ready for it.
The other question I have for you, Robert, is this: you know, you mentioned, excuse me, that you know, you did move up a couple of weight classes, and you took the time off after Comic Guy because you're getting used to the weight division. But this fight with Keith has been talked about. I guess I remember it being brought up by Golden Boy, you know, sometime in the early part of last year, that there was some discussion about trying to make it. Is this a fight that you've been interested in all along, and it just sort of now is the time when it made the most sense from a business point of view, or was it something that you wanted all along, and others were not looking to make the fight? It seems like you guys have kind of been on a collision course for a little while.
Oh, definitely, Dan. You know me, I fight anybody. You know, I do things that a lot of fighters don't do. You know, move weight classes, jump up in weight class. You know, the challenge is always. I'm always up for the challenge, and you know, everybody's in my radar, looking for the best, looking to fight the best. Because if you want to be the best, you got to fight the best. So, you know, Keith Thurman's one of the best fighters in the world right now, and you know, that's who we got March 7th, and we're going to go out there and do what we got to do.
Was there something specific about Keith that made you want him more than some other particular opponent? Because you guys fight a deep weight class where you guys have a lot of options.
Yeah, you know, it's just fighting the best. That's it, fighting the best, and you know, Keith Thurman. I mean, look what they call it. One time, he's been taking everybody out, and it's a great challenge for me.
I got you. Appreciate that. Keith, you there, Keith?
Yep.
Hey, Keith. Good to talk to you today. I remember before when you were promoting the fight with Leonard Bundu from a few months ago. You know, your thing was that you just wanted to fight a big name. I mean, you know, you knew that you had a lot of potential, a lot of ability. You were undefeated, knocking guys out, but you kept saying, "I want a big name. I want a big name." Does Robert Guerrero, in your mind, qualify as finally getting a big name?
He does. You know, Ring Magazine has him ranked right under me. He's ranked number 8 right now, currently by Ring Magazine. I'm ranked number 7. I think this is a terrific fight. This is how we break the ice. I really believe that my career is truly starting on March 7th, fighting Robert the Ghost Guerrero in the same venue that he fought Mayweather in. So this is a terrific opportunity to showcase my skills and my talent once more to the world of boxing. But after March 7th, they can no longer say, who has Keith one-time Thurman fought?
And I asked Robert about the fact that this fight has been kind of discussed for a while now. It's finally come to fruition for March 7th. But was it a little bit frustrating that you couldn't get Robert or any other particular big name a little bit sooner, or are you okay with the way the schedule's worked out? Because I know this was a fight, like I said, that's been talked about for a little while.
I mean, of course it could have happened sooner. A lot of things could have happened sooner. Why are Mayweather and Pacquiao still in negotiations right now? Exactly. Things could always happen sooner. You know? But I'm a man of faith. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I'm happy. You know, if we would have fought sooner, we would not be the main event. At least not me. I wouldn't, you know, I most likely would not have been the main event. It would have had to been some form of a co-feature. So to be headlining on NBC Primetime Network, I really can't ask for anything else. Robert the Ghost Guerrero, this is a perfect opportunity. You know, he wants to make a big statement. No one's beaten me to this day. There's no better way in the welterweight division for someone who's jumping up 2 weight classes to make a better statement besides taking out one of the youngest and toughest welterweights in the division today. And for myself, this is a measuring stick to outperform Mayweather in Mayweather's hometown. So for both of us, this is just extremely exciting, and this is a real fight. We both have a lot. We have, you know, there's a lot to gain from a victory here. And March 7th, man, the fans have something truly to look forward to.
Yeah, I agree with that. One other question for you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Put it this way. It's the biggest stage in the last 30 years. Bigger than Mayweather or anything out there.
Yeah, it's big. I agree. I had one other question for you, Keith. It hasn't gotten a lot of publicity, but I guess it basically in a paperwork move, the WBA has made you its regular title holder as opposed to the interim title holder. How did you come to find out about it, and what are your thoughts about that?
I have not come to find out about that. You're the first one to mention anything to me. You know, me and my team, we joke about it all the time, you know, that I'm being treated like the champion. You know, because Mayweather has 2 belts. They've yet to issue a mandatory for it. You know, I mean, he doesn't have to take the mandatory. They can issue the mandatory. He can vacate the belt, and I could fight for it. I've been saying that for the past year.
Well, you are now their full title holder. I mean, that's what they've said.
Well, thank you very much. You know, thank you for that. You know, at the end of the day, man, you know, there's a lot of different alphabet belts out there. If that's what they chose to do, I'm truly grateful for that. It's an honor for them to raise me up to that level. But at the end of the day, man, with a belt, without a belt, it doesn't matter. You know, we're in the ring. You know, I'm ready to fight Robert the Ghost Guerrero March 7th, and I'm going to do my job. I'm truly looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for the time today. I look forward to this fight. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, you have a good day.
Okay, great. That wraps up our call. Thank you so much, Keith and Rob.
Hi, hello. How you doing? This is Jalen Rose. You're watching HoopJab.com.